All right, let's dive into some practice questions for the language of algebra. Question A. State the individual terms in the expression. Now, I remember the terms were the little chunks that were broken up by addition and subtraction. So I can see 3 here. 3a, b, 13c. B, state the coefficient of each pronumeral. Well, my pronumeral is my letters, and that's a, b, and c. And the coefficient is the number that's in front of the letters. So for A, the coefficient is 3. For B, the coefficient is 1 because of invisible math. And C, the coefficient is 13. Okay, C, give an example of an expression with exactly 2 terms, one of which is a constant term. This has endless possibilities. I'm just going to make one up. 21m plus 7. That has 2 terms and one of them is a constant. All right, now you try do some. Very quickly go through these answers. A, individual terms. 4q, 10r, s, 2t. State the coefficients. I have q, r, s, t. Now I actually like to make my t's a little bit like this so they don't get confused with pluses. Q, 4, r, 10, s, 1, invisible math, t, 2. Give an example of an expression with 3 terms in which the coefficient of A is larger than the coefficient of B, but is smaller than the constant. My goodness, there are endless possibilities, but maybe you could do something like this. 26A is larger than the coefficient of B, plus 10B, but is smaller than the constant, plus 30. Done. Now that we understand the different parts of an expression, we need to practice writing our own expressions. So let's do this together. A, what is 5 more than K? Well, more than means plus, so I'm going to go K plus 5. Now I didn't put my 5 first. I didn't go 5 plus K because I remembered that my constants always go at the end. So I'm going to go K plus 5. B, 3 less than M. Less than means subtract. So I'm going to go M subtract 3. The sum of A and B. Sum means addition, and I'm going to add A plus B. Double the value of X. Now double means multiply, and that means multiply by 2. So I'm going to write 2 times X. But because of invisible math, I'm going to get rid of that multiplication sign to say 2x as my final answer. E, the product of C and D. I know product means multiply. So again, I'm going to go C times D, but it's a bit confusing. So I'm going to get rid of that multiplication sign to write C, D. All right, you try do some. Let's smash out these answers real quick. A, 10 more than P. P plus 10. B, product of A and B. Product means times, so that's A, B. Triple the value of K, that's times by 3, so that's 3K. D, half the value of Z. Now half, that's divide by 2. Z divided by 2. And lastly, E, 4 less than B. Less than is take away, B take 4. So far, we've only done expressions with one operation. So let's give some a go when there's more to work with. A, P is halved, then 4 is added. When there's more than one operation, we really need to make sure that our order is really correct. So we need to think about what are the actual steps that are happening. So first of all, P is halved. Halved means divide by 2. So P divided by 2. Then 4 is added. So I'm going to add 4 afterwards like this. Okay, now this is super important because this tells my reader later that P is divided by 2 and then 4 is added. On the flip side, if I'd written something like this, P plus 4 divided by 2, and that divide line had gone all the way under the 4, how we read that is P plus 4 happens first, and then the whole thing is divided by 2. So that's why it's really important when we're doing our divide signs to make sure we figure out what is happening first and then what's happening next. All right, B, The sum of x and y is taken and then divided by 7. This is a great example of what I was just talking about. So sum is plus. So we've got x plus y. So first we do x plus y, and then the whole thing is divided by 7. So I'm doing a line all the way across, and then I'm doing 7. So first we're going to do x plus y, and then the whole thing, the answer, is divided by 7. C, the sum of x and 1/7 of y. This is tricky. So we've got x, and then we've got 1/7 of y. 1/7 of y is the same as y divided by 7. So I've got x plus y divided by 7. D, 5 is subtracted from k and the result is tripled. So that's k take 5 and the result is tripled. Now if I said times 3 like that, because of BODMAS, they would do 5 times 3 first, but that doesn't make sense. I want them to first do k take 5, so I'm going to use my brackets. All right, now I'll tell you another little trick. When we're doing brackets like this, we can actually put the number that we want times by in the front. And then we don't have to put a multiplication sign because it's invisible math. So I'm going to put 3 bracket k take 5. And what that tells people is they're going to do k take 5 and then do the answer and then times that by 3. You try some. Okay, let's check out these answers. M is tripled and 5 is added. 3m plus 5. The sum of a and b is halved. A plus b, halved means divide by 2. C, 3 is subtracted from the product of p and q. PQ, product means times. I don't have to write a times symbol. And then 3 is subtracted. Lastly, 5 less than m is multiplied by 7. M take 5, and then because I want that to happen first, I put it in brackets, and then I can put a 7 at the front. Now I know that's a lot to take in. There's a lot of things to think about. But I hope now when you think about it, you can identify what a pronumeral, coefficient, constant, and term are. And you understand what it means by variables. If you understand that, you can start creating your own expressions, and you're on the right track.